Mr. Chairman, you may proceed.
Thank you very much. All right, we have a quorum, and this May 6, 2026 regular telephonic meeting of the Connecticut State Election Enforcement Commission is called to order. My name is Steve Penny. I chair the commission, and I'd like to welcome you to today's meeting. This meeting is being conducted virtually in accordance with the Freedom of Information Act, which authorizes public agencies to conduct meetings in this format. The meeting is being recorded for on-demand viewing and will be available for at least 45 days. Because of the virtual format of this meeting, there are some special rules and procedures that I need to cover before we begin. First, I ask all participants to mute your device when you are not speaking. Second, all speakers must make a good faith effort to state the speaker's name and title at the outset of each occasion that such speaker participates in the meeting. Third, all votes must be taken by roll call unless the vote is unanimous. And with that said, I will ask the other commissioners and the executive director and general counsel to identify themselves for the record at this time. Thank you.
Commissioner Shannon Berquist.
Greg Pietzu.
Sonia Varela, sorry.
And Ryan Burns, Executive Director and General Counsel.
All right, ready to proceed then. First item on the agenda is approval of minutes of the meeting of April 15, 2026. Are there any additions or corrections to be made to those minutes? And then appearing, is there a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
So moved, Berquist.
Second, Pietzu.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Then appearing, those in favor of the motion to approve the minutes as presented will raise their hands and or say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? None appearing, the motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. Next item on the agenda is the report of the Executive Director and General Counsel, Attorney Burns.
Thank you very much. A few quick notes today, but before I begin, I just want to note, if I suddenly drop off the call, it's not any disrespect, but today is the last day of legislative session, and I have been already fielding some calls on legislative issues. So if so, I'll just turn over to our clerk, who will keep you moving through the agenda. A few notes to update the commission. One, Sharita Shepard has joined us temporarily with our CEP team to help us process applications. She'll be here with us through probably the end of summer as we go through the CEP season, and we're happy to have her with us. I will also note that she did some work over at DPH, so it was a familiar face when I walked in the door this week. Legislative report. I'm going to give you a full breakdown at our next meeting, as today's the last day of session. Then there's a lot that remains in flux. But as a tease, generally this has been a successful session for us. No major changes in the ilk of 2526 or anything like that. The major elections bill 5001 passed through the House a couple weeks ago, but has not yet moved in the Senate. So we're going to be waiting to see what, if anything, happens with that today. The final big asterisk on this session was, as I mentioned to some of you yesterday, the budget that passed on Saturday included a sweep of $3.5 million out of the Citizens Election Fund. That in of itself isn't great, but in particular this year with the increase of the grants, especially for the gubernatorial grant, has put us in, well, I'd say as a tentative position for having sufficient funds to fund all of the races this year. I've been in communication with legislative leadership about the concern, and they're working the issue on their end. Even if the fund runs out, we have statutory overdraft protection, as it will. So we will be able to run the program regardless, but I didn't want anyone at the legislature to be surprised if that is something that has to happen. So at this point, it'll be up to them to see how they want to proceed. But it's I think important for you to know about that issue, because it's depending on who comes in for a grant, it may be close. We just don't know yet. Other than that, I can walk you through some numbers. We have 193 active cases in enforcement. 50 of those are non-filers, 35 are criminal referrals, and 108 are other complaints, referrals, and SEEC-initiated matters. That number jumped up because we did a bunch of audit referrals in our last couple of meetings, and those are now showing up on your docket. But the good news is, when we're going down to audits, you have no outstanding general election audits on your docket. So we won't have another one of those big until we get through the 2026 audits. Again, another asterisk on that is we still do have some special election audits that weren't included in that number. They date back several years. We're going to bring a report to you in June on what our plan is to do with those. We're talking about a dozen to 2 dozen total audits. So this is not a large number as we are comparing it to what we were looking at with the general election audits, but something you should be aware of. But we'll have a proposal for you to how to handle those going forward. And once we address that, we should be fully caught up with all audit related matters. As far as grant applications, we've had 69 committees that have come in for pre-application reviews. Of those, 47 have been pre-qualified. So between those 47 and the 2 gubernatorial candidates that came in for pre-convention grants, we've already moved a significant amount of grant application work already, which, given how much more laborious the grant application process is this time around under 25-26, will make what would have been unmanageable merely just very difficult. So we are going to be moving through that process, but a lot of credit to the team. We've changed a lot of processes on that grant application review. There's a lot more communication that now has to go out to the committees, and they've been putting in a lot of really great work, and I think we're going to be really happy with the results there. So with that, that is my full report, but happy to take any questions.
All right, are there any questions or comments for the executive director? Yes.
Not so much
Commissioner
a question. Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to recognize the staff, both in the audit team as well as compliance and CEP. We know that there's a large backlog on audit. I'm thankful that we've moved through that. And obviously, the statutory changes last year, we know, added some additional work on the CEP side. So I know Ryan is thankful, but also want to let everybody know that the commission, I'm speaking for myself, but I think I'm speaking for everybody, is also very thankful for all the hard work that's being put in.
I have no doubt that you're speaking for everybody.
I'm just gonna say that, yeah, you definitely could speak on behalf of us. I truly appreciate everything the staff has done to work through that backlog.
Right, anything else? Right, we've moved up to Roman numeral number 4 on the agenda. First matter is file number 2025-101. Attorney Borelli, please.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner. Attorney Mario Borelli for the commission. We're seeking from the commission approval of a consent order for this matter. This matter involved a complaint that the respondent had improperly entered into an early voting location in Meriden on multiple occasions in violation of statutes 9-163 AAH2. The consent order, in the consent order, the respondent agrees to henceforth comply with the statute and also pay a $300 civil penalty payable with 10 days. And we look for approval of the consent order from the commission.
All right, any questions or comments for counsel? Then appearing, the chair will entertain a motion to approve the recommendation of counsel that the respondent shall henceforth strictly comply with the general statutes and will pay a civil penalty of $300 within 10 days of final approval and execution of the agreement. Is it moved?
So moved, Berquist.
Second, Pietzi.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Then appearing, those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and or say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? None appearing, the motion carries with 4 voting in favor. None opposed, no abstentions.
And if
Next
I may,
item. Pardden
I'm
me.
sorry, Chairman, if I may, I just wanted to, right before we moved into this section of my hand, I couldn't get it up raised high quick enough. I just wanted to take a moment during the administrative portion of the meeting to just thank everyone for their support in my nomination and the work that was done behind the scenes to support that. Ryan, that's okay. I didn't get my hands up quick enough either, but I really appreciate that. I know this was the second go round and was hoping that I have to go a third time. So I definitely appreciate all the work, and Josh especially for his time and helping me prepare my testimony and information. So thank you.
Yeah, I apologize for omitting that from the report. Yeah, we were very happy to see the commissioner's nomination go through, and there was a lot of effort put in both by this office and by the governor's office, in addition to the appreciation of everyone on legislative noms to prioritize that this time around. Thank you very much.
And the appointment was well deserved. Item 2 on this agenda, file number 2025-119. Attorney Borelli.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner. Attorney Borelli for the commission. We're seeking the approval from the commission of a consent order. In this case, the complaint was that the respondent had remained at the voting location improperly after voting. The consent order stipulates that she will henceforth strictly comply with the statute 9-236 sub D. It has been signed by the respondent, and we are seeking approval from the commission.
All right, any questions or comments for council? None appearing, the chair will entertain a motion to adopt the recommendation of council with respect to file number 2025-119, and that the respondent hereafter shall henceforth strictly comply with the general statutes. Is it moved?
So moved, Berquist.
Second, Pietzu.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? None appearing, those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and or say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? None appearing, the motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. Next item on the agenda is file number 2026-005. Attorney Borelli, please.
Yes, again, Attorney Mario Borelli for the commission. We're seeking approval of a consent order, in this case, along with dismissals of 2 other respondents. The consent order is with the respondent treasurer from the committee. This matter arose out of post-election review by the audit team, and the consent order relates to a failure to return surplus from the committee participating in the CEP program. The respondent in the consent order agrees to henceforth strictly comply. The surplus has already been repaid by the candidate to the Citizens Election Fund. We therefore seek approval of the consent order with the treasurer and then dismissals as to the candidate and deputy treasurer.
Okay. Are we dealing with the dismissals as part of this motion?
I
Or
believe
the
so.
next one? Yes. Okay.
No, this is this matter. The other ones are separate.
Okay. All right. All right. Any questions or comments for council? None appearing, chair will entertain a motion to approve the recommendation of council, which calls for the respondent Brian Anderson to henceforth strictly comply with the statutes and dismisses the complaint as to other respondents in this matter. Is there a motion to that effect?
So moved, Berquist.
Second, Pietzu.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? None appearing, those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and or say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? None appearing, the motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. Item 4 on the agenda is file number 2023-0791. Attorney Borelli.
Thank you again, Attorney Mario Borelli for the commission. We are seeking approval from the commission of a dismissal of this matter. This is a matter that arose from post-election review by the audit team of the committee participating in the 2020 election. Following investigation, we are recommending dismissal of this matter and therefore seek approval of the motion.
All right, any questions or comments for council? None appearing, the chair will entertain a motion that as to file number 2023-0791, the recommendation of council will be adopted and the matter will be dismissed. Is it moved?
So moved, Berquist.
Second, Pietzu.
Been seconded. Any discussion? None appearing, those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and or say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? None appearing, the motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. Next numbered item is file number 2023-127. Attorney Borelli, please.
Again, Attorney Mario Borelli for the commission. We are seeking approval from the commission for dismissal of this matter, again arising from post-election review from the audit team of a committee participating in the 2020 election cycle. Following investigation, we are recommending dismissal and therefore seek approval of the motion.
All right, any questions or comments for council? None appearing, is there a motion to approve the recommendation of council with respect to file number 2023-127 and dismiss the matter?
So moved, Berquist.
Second, Pietzu.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? None appearing, those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and or say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? None appearing, the motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. Item 6 on the agenda, Attorney Borelli.
Yes, again, Attorney Mario Borelli for the commission. We are seeking approval from the commission of a dismissal of this matter that also arose from a post-election review by the audit staff. Following investigation, we are recommending dismissal again for a committee participating in the 2020 election cycle.
All right. So we're on item number 6 on the agenda with respect to file number 2023-129. It is the recommendation of council that the complaint in the matter be dismissed. Is it moved?
So moved, Berquist.
Second Pietzer.
Moved and seconded. Those in favor of the motion, if unless there's discussion, will raise their hands and or say aye. Aye. Any opposed, any abstentions? None appearing, the motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. Next item on the agenda is file number 2024-031, Attorney Borelli.
Again, Attorney Mario Borelli for the commission. We are seeking approval from the commission for dismissal of this matter, again arising from post-election review by the audit staff for a committee participating in the 2020 election cycle. Following investigation is the recommendation of council for dismissal, and we seek approval of the motion.
Right, any questions or comments for council? None appearing. Is there a motion with respect to file number 2024-031 to adopt the recommendation of council and dismiss the complaint in the matter? Is it moved?
So moved, Berquist.
Second Pietzer.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? None appearing, those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and or say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, any abstentions? None appearing, the motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. Next item on the agenda is file number 2024-060, Attorney Borelli.
Thank you again, Attorney Mario Borelli for the commission. This is again seeking approval from the commission for a dismissal of this matter, which arose from post-election review by the audit staff of a committee participating in the 2020 election. Following investigation, we are recommending dismissal and seek approval of the motion.
All right, any questions or comments for council? None appearing. With respect to file number 2024-060, it is the recommendation of council that the complaint in the matter be dismissed. Is it moved?
So moved, Berquist.
Second Pietzer.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? None appearing, those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and or say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? None appearing, the motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. Item 9 on the agenda, file number 2024-061, Attorney Borelli.
Yes, Attorney Mario Borelli for the commission, seeking approval from the commission for a dismissal. This matter also arose from a post-election review from the audit staff for a committee participating in the 2020 election cycle. Following investigation, the recommendation is dismissal, and we seek approval of the motion.
All right, any questions or comments for council? None appearing. With respect to file number 2024-061, it is the recommendation of council that the complaint in the matter be dismissed. Is it moved?
So moved, Berquist.
Second Pietzer.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? None appearing, those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and or say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, any abstentions? None appearing, the motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. Item 10 on this agenda, file number 2023-079S, Attorney Borelli.
Yes, Attorney Mario Borelli for the commission, seeking approval from the commission for dismissal of this matter, also arising from post-election review by the audit staff of a committee participating in the 2020 election. Following investigation, it is the recommendation of council for dismissal, and we seek approval of the motion.
Any questions or comments for council? None appearing. With respect to file number 2023-079S, it is the recommendation of council that the complaint in the matter be dismissed. Is it moved?
So moved, Berquist.
Second Pietzer.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? None appearing, those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and or say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? None appearing, the motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. Item 11 on the agenda, file number 2024-036C, Attorney Borelli.
In the home stretch, Attorney Mario Borelli, seeking approval from the commission for dismissal of this matter arising from post-election review by the audit staff of a committee participating in the 2022 election cycle. Following investigation to the recommendation of council for dismissal, and we seek approval of the motion.
All right, any questions or comments for council? None appearing. With respect to file number 2024-036C, it is the recommendation of council that the complaint in the matter be dismissed. Is it moved?
So moved, Berquist.
Second Pietzer.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? None appearing, those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and or say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? None appearing, the motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. Item 12 on the agenda is file number 2024-036E, Attorney Borelli.
Again, Attorney Mario Borelli for the commission. We're seeking dismissal of this matter arising from post-election review by the audit staff of the committee participating in the 2022 election cycle. Following investigation, The recommendation is dismissal, and we seek approval of the motion.
Any questions or comments for council? None appearing with respect to file number 2024-036E, it is the recommendation of council that the complaint in the matter be dismissed. Is it moved?
So moved, Berquist.
Second, Pietzi.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? None appearing, those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and or say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? None appearing, those in favor, the motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no abstentions.
Thank you,
Item
Commissioners.
13 on the agenda, file number 2025-113, Attorney Ross.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Staff Attorney Ross for the commission. Before the commission today is a proposed consent order. The respondent is Patrick Hardy. The referral alleges that on election day, November 4th, 2025, that respondent Patrick Hardy, who was a candidate on the ballot, loudly stated, "Vote for me," within 75 feet of the polling location, which was the New Fairfield Senior Center, in violation of General Statutes, Section 9-236, After the investigation, the commission can conclude that respondent Hardy solicited his own candidacy in the lobby of the polling place, the New Fairfield Senior Center, on election day in violation of General Statute Section 9-236. However, given respondent Hardy's good faith, although mistaken belief that he was required to enter the New Fairfield Senior Center to vote, the commission can decline to pursue further sanctions for that activity. The consent order calls for respondent Hardy to henceforth strictly comply with the requirements General Statute Section 9-236. The respondent has signed the consent order. The executive director has signed the consent order. It's a recommendation of council that the commission adopt the consent order. Thank you.
Any questions or comments for council? All right, before we call for a vote, let's just make a note of the fact that making a joke in or around an election, it can be a dangerous matter. So here we are, file number 2025-113. It's a recommendation of council that the respondent be subject to a henceforth order. Is there a motion to adopt that position?
So moved, Berquist.
Second, Pietzi.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Not appearing, those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and or say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Not appearing, the motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. Next item on the agenda is number 14. It's multiple files, numbers 2025-078B, 2025-079, 2025-092, and 2025-097B. Attorney Ross, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Attorney Ross again for the commission. Before the commission today is a proposed agreement containing a consent order. The respondent is Martin D. McKinney Jr. The complaints essentially allege that respondent McKinney delivered donuts to the Griswold Town Hall, which was designated as a polling location, in the morning of September 2nd, 2025, came back to Griswold Town Hall for an emergency meeting of the selectmen, also on September 2nd, 2025, and delivered pizza to the Griswold Town Hall on September 3rd, 2025, all in violation of General Statutes 9-163AA. H.1. That's the early voting statute. After an investigation, the following conclusions can be reached: that respondent McKinney did violate General Statutes Section 9-163AA. H.2 by entering Griswold Town Hall in the morning of September 2nd, 2025, to deliver donuts, because such activity does not fall within any of the exceptions permitted by the early voting statutes pursuant to General Statute Section 163AA. H.3. Respondent McKinney did not violate the early voting statute by returning to the Griswold Town Hall around 1 p.m. on September 2nd to attend a meeting of the selectmen, nor did respondent McKinney violate subsection H.1 of the General Statute Section 9-163AA by going to the Griswold Town Hall on September 3rd, 2025. The consent order provides further details. The consent order calls for respondent McKinney to henceforth strictly follow the requirements of 9-163AA. The respondent has signed the consent order. The executive director has signed the consent order. It's a recommendation of council that the commission adopt the consent order.
Any questions or comments for council? Right, none appearing. With respect to files numbers 2025-078B, 2025-079, 2025-092, and 2025-097B, it is the recommendation of council that the respondent Martin D. McKinney shall henceforth strictly comply with the requirements of the general statutes. Is it moved?
So moved, Berquist.
Second, Pietza.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? None appearing. Those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and or say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? None appearing. The motion carries with 4 voting in favor. None opposed, no abstentions. Right, the next thing we would need to do is to go into executive session to proceed with Roman numeral 5 of the agenda. Is it moved?
So moved, Berquist.
Second, Pietza.
Moved and seconded. Those in favor of going into executive session will raise their hands and or say aye. Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed, any abstentions? None appearing. The motion carries. And Renata, let me know when we are in executive session, please.
Mr. Chairman, you may proceed.
Right, commission is now back in public session. No decisions were made in the executive session. We will be reviewing that same material now, however, in public session. First item on this agenda is necessary to investigate determinations. Attorney Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the record, Attorney William Smith for the commission. Before you is the recommendation that it's necessary to investigate complaints that have been docketed by staff. Specifically, at this time, I'm asking that the commission find on the record that it's necessary to investigate 2020 files number 2026-021, 022, 023, 024, 025, 026, 027, and file number 2026-044.
Okay. Any questions or comments for council? None appearing. Is there a motion to accept the recommendation of council that the commission find it necessary to investigate the following matters? File 2026-021 to 2026-027 inclusive. Is it moved?
So moved, Berquist.
Second, Pietza.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? None appearing. Those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and or say aye.
Aye.
Aye. None opposed, no abstentions. Motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. So next would be file number 2026-044.
Yes, I'm asking at this time that the commission find it necessary to investigate.
Right, is there a motion to find it necessary to investigate item 2026-044?
So moved, Berquist.
Second, Pietza.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? None appearing. Those in favor of that motion will raise their hands and or say aye. Aye. Any opposed, any abstentions? None appearing. The motion carries with 4 voting in favor. None opposed, no abstentions. And then finally, under necessary to investigate determinations, file number 2026-020.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. At this time, I'm asking that the commission find it unnecessary to further investigate file number 2024-2020. I'm sorry, 2026-020.
All right, is there a motion to accept the recommendation of council and find that it is not necessary to further investigate file number 2026-020?
So moved, Berquist.
Second, Pietza.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? None appearing. Those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and or say aye.
Aye.
Aye. None appearing. For further discussion, the motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. Item 2 on this agenda, Attorney Smith, is file number 2025-060B.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the record, Attorney William Smith for the commission. This file number 2025-060B was based on a referral from the Campaign Audit and Finance Unit of the committee Re-elect Trenny McGee based on the 2024 election cycle review and audit. At this time, based on investigation and the finding that there was a lack of liability for either respondent McGee or respondent Suggs, I'm asking that this matter be dismissed by notice of dismissal, which is before you.
All right, any questions or comments for council? None appearing. With respect to file number 2025-060B, it is a recommendation of council that the matter be dismissed. Is it moved?
So moved. Berquist.
Second Pietzi, sorry.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Not appearing. Those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and or say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. Motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. Item 3 on the agenda, file number 2025-126, Attorney Ross.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Staff Attorney Ross for the commission. The complaint in this matter alleges that respondent Lisa Arpin, who is the Bradenford Town Clerk, violated General Statute Section 9-258 (c) by campaigning roughly between the hours of 7:43 a.m. and around 7:43 a.m. and around 8 a.m. on November 4th, 2025. After an investigation, the commission can determine that the respondent did not violate the general statutes as alleged because she did not perform any services for a candidate or a party on election day. Based on this determination, the commission can dismiss the complaint by adopting the notice of dismissal. Council recommends the commission adopt the notice of dismissal. Thank you.
All right, any questions or comments for council? Not appearing. With respect to file number 2025-126, it is the recommendation of council that the complaint in the matter be dismissed. Is it moved?
So moved. Berquist.
Second Pietzi.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Not appearing. Those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and or say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Not appearing. The motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. Next item on the agenda, file number 2025-142 is continued. Item 5 on the agenda, file number 2023-113A, Attorney Jaslowicki.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Attorney Zach Jaslowicki for the commission. The referring officials of Madison alleged that Alexander Fuller attempted to vote twice in the 2023 November municipal election in Madison, once via absentee ballot and again in person on election day. After completing its investigation, the commission found no evidence to substantiate the allegations contained in the complaint regarding his conduct. And so we'd ask that this notice of dismissal be adopted.
Right. Any questions or comments for council? Not appearing. With respect to file number 2023-113A, it is the recommendation of council that the complaint in the matter be dismissed. Is it moved?
So moved. Berquist.
Second Pietzi.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Not appearing. Those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and or say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Not appearing. The motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. Item 6 on the agenda, file number 2023-113B, Attorney Jaslowicki.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Zach Jaslowicki for the commission. Same matter, but split to 113B. Evidence from the Madison officials show that an absentee ballot application for Linda Fuller, her son Alexander, and husband were filled out with similar handwriting, were signed and submitted on the same date ahead of the November 2023 municipal election in Madison. And evidence shows that subsequent absentee ballots were submitted to the town clerk for both Linda and Alex Fuller. Upon receipt of Alex's absentee ballot, it was discovered that he had already appeared in person earlier that day and voted. Registrars were able to pull and reject the absentee ballot, thereby preventing a double vote from occurring. In response to this investigation, it was represented that Ms. Fuller has no specific recollections, but accepts, however, that she was responsible for filling out and submitting the application and absentee ballot at issue, and that her actions were likely a result of thinking that her son, who travels frequently for work, would be unable to vote in Madison at the election. Based upon the investigation and the evidence, commission can find that Ms. Fuller did complete and sign her son's absentee ballot application and completed, signed, and submitted her son's absentee ballot, which amount to violations of General Statutes 9-140, 9-140A, and 9-140B, and that she improperly voted when she was not legally qualified to do so, as provided by General Statutes 9-7B A-2C. Commission notes, however, Ms. Fuller has no prior history with the commission. She's 83 years old, a family caregiver, and was cooperative in this investigation. Commission can conclude that ordering Ms. Fuller to henceforth strictly comply with the aforesaid statutes, to refrain from improperly voting in any election pursuant to 9-7BA2C, and to pay a civil penalty in the amount of $1,500 is sufficient to ensure immediate and continued compliance. An agreement to that effect is before the commission, and we'd ask that it be adopted.
All right, any questions or comments for council? None appearing. With respect to file number 2023-113B, it is the recommendation of council that the commission find that the respondent Linda Fuller violated the general statutes, and this resolution would require her to henceforth strictly comply with the general statutes. It would require respondent Fuller to refrain from improperly voting in an election pursuant to the general statutes. And finally, that she would pay a civil penalty of $1,500 to the commission within 10 days of the date hereof. Is it moved?
So moved, Berquist.
Second, Pietzi.
It's moved and seconded. Any discussion? None appearing. Those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and/or say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? None appearing. The motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. Next item on the agenda, file number 2025-080, Attorney Jaslowicki.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Attorney Zach Jeswicki for the commission. The complainant, a candidate for the Town Plan and Zoning Commission at the 2025 Democratic primary in Bloomfield, alleges that he was not allowed to observe a close vote recanvass pursuant to General Statutes 9-311 and 9-311A. The complainant candidate had a right to observe the recanvass, and the respondent moderator had a right to maintain orderly conduct of the recanvass. As a result of its investigation, the commission can determine that no probable cause exists concerning a violation of General Statutes 9-311 by any of the named respondents. And so based on this finding, we'd ask the commission to adopt this notice of dismissal against all respondents.
Right. Any questions or comments for council? None appearing. With respect to file number 2025-080, it is the recommendation of council that the complaint in the matter be dismissed as to all respondents. Is it moved?
So moved, Berquist.
Second, Pietzi.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? None appearing. Those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and/or say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? None appearing. The motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no abstentions. And with respect to the next item, 2025-094 and 2026-009, I am going to recuse myself in this matter. So I will ask only that I be alerted after the commission has acted. And I will ask Commissioner Berquist to take the gavel. So I will be back, hopefully.
Mr. Chairman, unfortunately, I can't put you in the other room. I don't have access to it. So can you mute your mic?
But I have another room, which I will be happy to go to. I just don't know how you're going to tell me that I have to come back, but I don't think this will take
if
too
you
long.
have your cell phone, I can message you when it's.
All right, very good.
I
Thanks.
do apologize for that.
No problem.
Thank you.
Okay, are we all set?
Yes,
All
we
right,
are.
This is number 8 on the agenda, item numbers 2025-094 and 2026-099. Again, Attorney Jaslowicki.
Thanks. Thank you, Commissioner Berquist, Zach Jeswicki for the commission. So this complaint alleged that the Chief Executive Officer of Manchester, pursuant to its town charter, is the town manager and not the mayor, and therefore campaign contribution limits for mayoral candidates should be limited pursuant to 9-611 and 9-615. The commission has previously ruled on the issue of whether mayoral candidates are afforded the greater campaign contribution limit prescribed by these statutes for a chief executive officer, where the municipality has an appointed town manager, which is deemed by town charter to be its CEO. In SEEC file 2001-185, the commission previously concluded that the office of mayor is the CEO for the city of Hartford for purposes of applying the greater contribution limit afforded CEOs. And this is even where Hartford city charter at that time provided that the city manager shall be the chief executive officer of the city. Commission concluded that state campaign finance laws have no applicability to appointed civil servants, such as the town or city manager. And consequently, they reasoned that the term chief executive officer must refer to a candidate for elected office. This is consistent with legislative history of Public Act 86-240. And the commission has determined that only candidates for the office of mayor or first selectman are subject to the greater contribution limits, while offices such as councilman at large or city council president are non-CEO positions and not afforded the greater limit. So in the instant case, Manchester's charter grants the mayor, just like in Hartford, where they have limited executive functions here in Manchester, including the power to fill vacancies in elective offices and can call special meetings of the city council, and where the mayor is recognized as the head of the city government for ceremonial purposes. So the commission can conclude that the mayor of Manchester, for purposes of these contribution limits, is a chief executive officer. The investigation into this matter revealed no evidence that the Mayor Moran 2025 candidate committee received any contributions that exceeded the prescribed limits. And so based on the foregoing, we'd ask that the commission adopt this notice of dismissal as to both respondents.
Okay, are there any questions or comments for council? None appearing. With respect to file numbers 2025-094 and 2025-009, is there a motion to approve council's recommendation to dismiss these matters as to these respondents?
So moved, Pietzi.
Second, Massari.
All in favor of the motion will raise their hands or say aye.
Aye.
The motion carries with, aye. The motion carries with 3 voting in favor and none opposed. Need to get Steve back now.
Just messaged him.
Okay.
Just keep going, Shannon.
Yeah,
You're on a roll.
You got this, Commissioner.
Well, what's the next item? Item 9 on the agenda, or do we wait for Steve? Let's wait.
Let's wait. I was
Yes.
kidding.
Oh, it's about Manchester.
All right.
Thank you. So, I think we're done, right? Or no, what
Item
about
9,
item 9? Sorry. Okay.
no problem.
Attorney Jaslowicki.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Zach Jazlowicki for the commission. This is file numbers 2025-087 and 2025-139. Before you is an agreement with the consent order regarding Krista Palomba, a former Watertown Board of Education chair. She failed to gain party endorsement at the 2025 November municipal election, and so began the process of becoming a nominating petition candidate by collecting signatures. In August, she submitted to the town clerk her petition pages pursuant to General Statutes 9-453I. And upon submission of these pages, she, as the circulator, pursuant to 9-453J and under penalties of false statement, attested to the following: that each person whose name appears on such page signed the same in person in the presence of such circulator, and that either the circulator knows each such signer or that the signer satisfactorily identified himself to the circulator. The respondent's ex-husband was made aware that his name and signature were on one of the respondent's petition pages. He stated he did not sign the page and that his name must have been forged. He subsequently brought this complaint to the commission and filed a police report. Respondent Paloma admits that to the commission during its investigation that she did not witness the complainant sign the petition, a violation of 9-453J. The respondent was, however, cooperative in this investigation and has no prior history with the commission. The commission can conclude that ordering respondent Paloma to henceforth strictly comply with General Statutes 9-453J is sufficient to ensure immediate and continued compliance. An agreement to that effect is before you. We would ask that it be adopted.
All right. Any questions or comments for council? None appearing with respect to files numbers 2025-087 and 2025-139. It is the recommendation of council that the matter be resolved by way of a henceforth order respecting the respondent Paloma. Is it moved?
So moved. Berquist.
Second, Pietsu.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? None appearing. Those in favor of the motion will raise their hands and or say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone withholding their vote or otherwise opposed? None appearing. The motion carries with 4 voting in favor, none opposed, no others opposed or abstentions. All right. Is there anything else to come before the commission today? None appearing. Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn. Next meeting is May 20, 2026 at 9:30 a.m.
So moved. Berquist.
Second, Pietsu.
Moved and seconded. Those in favor of adjournment will raise their hands and or say aye. Aye. Thank you all. We stand adjourned.
Thank you.